All right, so to shed some light on what exactly is going on with the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2018, let's toss to Abuja. Magba.
Well, a flurry of activities here at Chamberlain, but it's understandable and it's expected. We have with us in our studios this morning two very gentlemen. Senator Itai Enang is a senior specialist assistant to the President in National Assembly matters. He's here. He has a really big book in front of him. And we also have with us Senator Einaya Abaribe, who is the Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, Steel Development and Metallurgy. Gentlemen, you're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
My pleasure.
Good morning.
Good morning. Looks like we're about to get lectured this morning on what this letter from the president declining assent. Let's start with you, Senator Itai Enang. There was a lot of talk about the letter being signed. Being transmitted to the president July 24th this year, and initially we had heard word early August that the president had declined assent. But there was a rebuttal from the presidency saying that was not the case and that it was still under consideration. But looking at how long it's taken for the president to come out with just about 3 comments on the entire Electoral Act, do you think that the time is justified, especially since at the end of the day, the assent was still declined to the amendments that were proposed?
Well, I think there was a mix-up and a misunderstanding by the public. The president was given a communication sometimes on June 27. And by July 26, it would have lapsed. And the president communicated to the National Assembly that there has to be a lot of a rework on the issues. And before then, we had sat with the committee with a team set up by the National Assembly to interface with the presidency team on this matter. And we had agreed and we had looked at a lot of the areas to be amended. Now, those amendments were made on the 24th of July. But it was not transmitted to the president until 3rd of August. Now, the bill that was transmitted to the president was transmitted on the 27th of July. So by the 26th of July, it would have lapsed on the desk of the president. What the National Assembly passed on the 24th, which was their last sitting day, was not transmitted to the president before the 26th of July. And the president, in accordance with his statutory mandate, constitutional bidding, had to say yes or no to the bill. The president could not say that since I am expecting and I'm aware or I have heard by way of a report on the media that you have worked on you have addressed some of the areas that I raised and I have not received it, let me wait, because the National Assembly and the Constitution would have taken the president up on that. So the president had to write to the National Assembly that the bill you transmitted to me sometimes on June 27th, being the only document before me, I have declined assent formally, and I urge you to address some of these issues. What was passed on the 24th of August had addressed some of the issues, but it was transmitted to the president on what was passed on the 24th of July was transmitted to the president only on the 3rd of August, after the 26th of July had passed, which was the last date the president had to comment, to say yes or no. So now, the present communication from the Mr. President declining assent is declining assent to what the National Assembly passed or considered on the 24th of August, 24th of July, the last day they sat, which still had some, in my words, this is my words, which still had some impurities. We still had a few comments. on it, sir.
Senator, before I get Senator Abaribe's reaction, I want to get down to the specifics of what Mr. President had issues with in this particular amendment that obviously led to his decline of assent.
Well, I hope we can start with this, this document. Mr. President is saying that he had raised some issues in his earlier communication, and those issues were addressed, but were not fully, some of the issues stood fully unaddressed. One of the issues is a question of cross-reference. When you look at the bill, Mr. President is saying there is a cross-referencing error in the proposed amendment to Section 18 of the bill. The appropriate amendment is to substitute the existing subsection 2 with the proposed subsection 1A, while the proposed subsection 1B is the new subsection 2A. To make it clear, to make it clear, I think we'll have to have the bill that was transmitted to the President by the National Assembly on August 3. And I go to subsection 18. Oh, sorry. Section 18. The bill says, Section 1A, if the electoral officer or any other officer is satisfied as to the circumstances of the loss, destruction, defacement, or damage of the voter's card, he shall issue to the voter a replacement permanent voter card. No person shall issue a replacement to any other voter, on polling day or less than 30 days before the polling. This is what this Section 18 says. Section 18.2. If the electoral officer, he says the same thing. But if what the President is saying is that instead of deleting subsection 3 of this, what the bill now does is to create subsection 2, 1A, 1B, and then allow subsection 3 to remain, whereas there ought to be a deletion of that section. And in the statement I issued, I made that very clear. Now, I want to say...
Sorry to interrupt you, Senator.
Yeah.